Hey everyone, welcome to Module 5. Can't believe that it's already Module 5. I feel like the past 5 weeks have kind of just flown by, and this week is all about grounding. So it is difficult to explain the importance of grounding via words, but I'm going to try my best in this module just because it's such a feeling. And I think as I begin to explain it, you'll understand how regardless of the words that I'm speaking, you really have to feel it for yourself. So with that being said, let's get started. Let me share my screen with you. And we will begin. So welcome to Module 5. Allow yourself to get into a comfortable position. And as you are getting into a comfortable seated position, close your eyes. And bring your awareness to your lower body, your feet, your legs, your root, the base of your spine, and feel your lower body becoming heavy. Feel free to imagine yourself even beginning to root into the surface beneath you. Allowing yourself to sink down into your weight. Feeling heavier and heavier in your legs, your butt, your feet. And feel the surface beneath you begin to match your energy. Setting an intention here to root down into the earth's energy and allow yourself to receive the nourishment from the earth. Feeling your energetic roots really sinking down into the energy of the earth. Allow this energy to rise up through your feet, through your legs, possibly feeling very energized or warm, tingly sensations. Feel the energy begin to fill your body up, starting with your lower half and moving up your torso, up your spine, up your arms, to the top of your head, which is the crown. And just feel very full, supported, nourished. Just go ahead and set an intention for your day or for the week or for this module. Feeling very supported as you do so. Feeling the fullness with the infusion of the earth's energy in your body. Set the intention to carry this feeling with you through this module, through your day, through your week. And just take another deep breath in with gratitude for yourself for showing up today. You may open your eyes on the exhale. Okay, so empaths and grounding. So why is this topic even important enough to talk about by itself? Because regular people have a hard enough time feeling very connected to the earth. Empaths have a double hard time because empaths have a tendency to quote unquote shoot their energy upwards into their upper chakras. So what does that even mean? That means that as you go through life and you experience things that may have been invalidated when you were younger, like we've talked about in previous modules, or you just have experiences where you're not feeling fully safe because of the overstimulation in your body, then we literally try to create this out of body experience where we don't feel safe in our bodies. So our attention goes upwards because we don't want to focus on our body, and where our attention goes, energy flows. So our energy then follows the attention and also goes upwards. So we're walking around energetically looking like a tornado, if you can imagine that, with our upper chakras very, very open and our lower chakras very, very constricted. And this creates this topsy-turvy esque experience where you're not only going through life not feeling safe in your body, but because of too much stimulus that you've had around you, you are kind of having this the words that are coming to me are like this otherworldly experience. And I mean that in feeling like totally disconnected from this current reality, feeling very different than other people, and just feeling like almost vulnerable or susceptible to the emotions and the energy of other people or entities in general, and not feeling very protected. So the part of the variety of reasons why this happens, like we've already said, not feeling safe in the body, too much stimulus, and or you've just never really learned how to harness for and care for your energy body, which a lot of us haven't, or just social norms in everyday lives. We go through life stressed, very, very stressed. Stress constricts the lower energy centers. We go through life feeling guilt, feeling shameful of the actions that we take, especially if we grew up with a religious background. We go through life possibly if you grew up in a religious background, we go through life having all of these lower vibrating emotions just kind of like impregnated within us by our family, society, magazines, the news, and we never really learn how to let it all go and how to recenter and reground our energy and our bodies. And so it's especially important for empaths to ground because we are so sensitive. We have a tendency to already feel crazy, disconnected, and out of touch with everybody else. So when we're not grounded, those feelings are amplified. So you really are feeling crazy. You really are feeling disconnected, and you're really feeling out of touch with this quote unquote normal reality or society that everyone else may be operating in. And you may or may not think that's a good thing, but in the context of this module, we want to experience feeling very connected, intimate with ourselves, and very much in touch of our reality because we are empowered and in control of it. So what is grounding? What is all this talk about it? And I want you to know that as we talk about this, you might feel like, oh, like I've done this or I can do that. Or maybe as I talk about this, you're like, whoa, there's so much more that goes on. It feels very overwhelming. And I just want you to know that even the most developed empath will need to break away from time to time to reconnect or recenter themselves. Like even the person that's been practicing as a conscious empath for years will have to take time to ground. Just like the person who just discovered that they're an empath and has been going through their entire life totally ungrounded and disconnected, they will need to practice grounding, but so does the 20 years experience empath who is very aware of their senses and their sensitivities. So there's not a better than situation here. Everybody needs to practice grounding. And this is sometimes referred to as earthing, and it is the act of just connecting oneself to the earth. So grounding, it offers an instant way to release unwanted energies. We've talked about this before, how to release unwanted energies, but when all else fails, always resort to grounding. You can just go lay outside in the grass. That's it. Just go get outside in the grass. And the earth will literally transmute. It will pull the energy off of your body. The frequencies of the earth will pull the energy off of your body and transmute those which are not yours. And then it will just kind of replenish your energy stores. And grounding supports us energetically for that reason. It restores and rejuvenates us for that reason. And it promotes calmness for that reason. And there are just elements in the natural world, in nature, that we don't experience every day, surrounded by EMFs, always indoors, fluorescent lighting. It throws off our frequency. It throws off our circadian rhythms. It throws us off on a cellular level. So when we get out in nature, then it allows us to rebalance and kind of reduce all of these positively charged things in our life to get back to a more balanced place. It improves mental, emotional, and empathic clarity. So getting out in nature really enhances your ability to connect mentally, emotionally, and empathically with yourself and others. And it helps us feel supported and like we have, quote unquote, landed safely in life. And this is just simply referring to the fact that, have you ever like gone on a weekend trip and you're outside and you just feel so good? You just feel like nothing can interfere with how high vibing you currently are. You feel like it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. The only thing that is mattering right now is what is happening right now in this moment that you're currently experiencing. It's just like the vastness of the earth and its natural landscapes. You feel so compelled to just want to surrender to it. It's just this beautiful feeling that I'm assuming and hoping that all of you have experienced at one point in your life. And that's what I mean when you just feel like you've landed safely. It's just like your stress and your worries just kind of dissipate when you're out in nature for an extended period of time. And you're just so entranced in the beauty of the natural world. And this is what grounding does for you. So we are one with the earth, and what is good for the earth is good for us. We are composed of the same elements as the earth. So we are the earth. So what is good for the earth? We want to eat food that is coming from the earth. We want to feel calm, and we want to practice stillness. We are one with air. We want to move briskly and breathe deeply. We are one with water. We want to practice cleansing rituals. We want to cry when we feel the need to cry, and we want to drink clean water. And then we are one with fire. We need to sweat. Sweating is a detoxifying action. We need to be in the sun, and we want to experience passion in our life. So as we experience these four elements within us, it connects us to the earth, which then promotes this sensation of feeling grounded in our bodies. And our energetic frequency begins to oscillate the same frequency as the earth when we are out in nature. So kind of like how I was talking about when you're out in nature for so long and you just begin to like get in this trance-like state of like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Nothing in the world that's going on right now is going to bother me because I'm just like right here, right now, experiencing this. Then this is that refreshed feeling. This is what I mean when I say like we begin to vibrate at the same frequency. We are one with the earth. So what is good for the earth is good for us. What is good for us is good for the earth. So how do you know if you're grounded? These are some questions that you can go through and ask yourself. And I would recommend that you go through and ask yourself these and journal on them to see and you can do this weekly, you can do this monthly, you can do this quarterly, you can do this as often as you feel like you need to, but this is a good indication of where exactly your body is and how it feels. Because when we are grounded, we are calm. When we are calm, we are relaxed. When we are relaxed, our body is able to do what it needs to do in order for us to perform our best. So how is your focus? How do I feel like I've been focusing on projects lately? How does my nervous system feel? I always experience this with empaths and experience this myself. My nervous system was fried the entire year of 2018. And I just try to keep pushing through, and I needed a break. So when you feel like you're overwhelmed or when you feel like you're taking on too much, the best thing for you to do is not to push forward. It is to listen to your body and just relax, preferably outdoors. So you can ask yourself, how do you feel? How is my trust in things working out in my favor? Because when we are grounded, we feel supported. We feel like we can surrender and everything will be taken care of because we are one with the divine. How am I communicating with myself and others? So how do you feel like you're communicating? Do you feel like you're getting through clearly? Do you feel like you're understanding each other clearly? Do you feel like you are coming from a centered space, or do you feel like you are very biased in your communication or a little reactive in your communication? How am I practicing detachment and surrender? So once again, when we are grounded, then we feel safe. You have to think of the earth. What is the earth? It is strong. It is stable. It is supporting everything that's on it. So when we are open to that energy, we feel strong, we feel stable, and we feel supported. And when you feel strong, stable, and supported, what happens? You can surrender because it doesn't matter what happens. You know that you're okay. You know that you're going to be able to take care of yourself. You know that things are going to work out. You know that it doesn't matter what comes your way. You're going to be able to lift it out of your way. What is my desire to be outside or have a physical experience? So when we are not grounded, we tend to crave getting outside, or we tend to crave like swimming or being in water or being with another human. We tend to crave having that physical experience. By physical experience, I mean literally just being outside or being with another human. So when you are craving like this touch or this closeness or intimacy with another, then try getting outside. Try allowing yourself to just kind of immerse itself with the natural world. And have I been around large amounts of people recently? So when we're around large amounts of people, every time we're around someone, that is an energetic exchange. So if you're around 50 people in a day, you just exchanged energy with 50 people. 50 people you've exchanged energy with in a day. Think about a typical work day for you. What does that look like? Do you see 10 to 20 clients a day? Do you have 10 to 20 coworkers that you talk to a day? Do you have meetings with 10 to 20 people at a time? What does that look like for you? How many people do you talk on the phone? How many people do you come into contact with each day? That is an energetic exchange every single time you come into contact with someone. So are you taking yourself and away from that and then giving yourself time to regroup, to ground, to center, and coming back feeling refreshed? This, in my opinion, this is partly why by Friday everybody's exhausted and you have like the quote unquote hump day symptoms on Wednesday, because we're not taking care of our energy body the way that we should be. And a major part of that is just getting outside and getting grounded. So what are ways to ground? Although empaths are drawn to the earth, they typically do not have a natural ability to stay grounded. So even though you're empathic and you probably feel very connected to the earth, it is because of our empathy that we are in fact not very connected or grounded. So ways to ground are, after you ask yourself those questions, you can use oils and incense, water, you can meditate, you can use crystals and stones, you can literally get out in nature, or you can just be barefoot. So we're going to talk about each of these. So oils and incense, these are just some types of oils and incense that you can use. Sage, saging or smudging is a wonderful tool to clear the air around you, to clear your field, and also to center and ground yourself. You can use sweetgrass, frankincense, juniper, and cedar oils. All of these are, think of oils that feel very earthy or floral. These are oils made from the earth, so they will help you feel connected to the earth, and they will kind of have a similar effect as you getting outside. And also collecting pine needles and creating like an altar with pine needles, or you can like burn pine needles. And then there's natural resins and incense that you can burn to just bring in this like earthy, sensation into your home if you cannot get outside, or into your workspace if you cannot get outside throughout the day and you're like interacting a lot. So water, take a bath, take an Epsom salt bath, allow yourself to immerse your body in water. We feel very at home in water. Or take a shower and feel the energy from the day cleansing off of you and running into the earth. Or you can just simply focus on how water feels on your body. How does it feel when you're immersed in water? How does it feel when the shower is dripping down your skin? How does it feel feeling yourself being cleansed of the day or the week or the weekend or the month or whatever encounter? Get outside and dance in the rain. Allow your inner child to play. Go have fun, and like playing is a huge way to center your energy. So by dancing in the rain, you're cleansing, you're rejuvenating, you're grounding, you're centering, you're really allowing yourself to connect with your inner child. And swimming, go outside and swim, or just simply sit near water. Being near water, the negative ions in water will help to balance and harmonize our frequencies. And then just surrounding yourself with water. So living by water, walking by water, drinking water, all of these things will help you. Meditation, and I added yoga because sometimes yoga is a form of meditation. So with meditation, you just want to connect with yourself. You can go through and ask these questions. I encourage you to take 5 to 10 minutes, play some soft music this week, and go through and ask yourself these questions in meditation and just see what pops up. See what pops up in your mind. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes a day, guys. 5 minutes a day, just sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions. How am I feeling? What's going on that may influence negative feelings in my body? Have I been around negative people or negative situations lately? How are these feelings wanting to be felt? How do they want to be expressed? Are these feelings serving me? And what feelings can I let go of? And which feelings are mine to own? So journal these out if you need to. Ask these questions in meditation and then try journaling them out. And then you can also practice yoga poses to feel the constrictions in your body. When we have constrictions in our body, tension, restrictions, constrictions, then it typically means that there's being energy is being held there. So when energy is being held there, it means that something wants to be expressed or something wants to move. So you can tune in to this area in your body. So say you have like a really tight right hip. So tune in to the tension in that hip through your meditation and just ask, what's going on here? What is causing this tension? What can I do to release this tension? And just create this conversation with your body. You might not get anything the first time, you might not get anything the second or third time, but I guarantee you, as you have these conversations with your body, you will begin to get answers, and it will allow you to feel safe in your body and to trust yourself, because your body's always wanting to communicate with you, which will then open you up to a more grounded experience and feeling much more supported and grounded. So crystals and stones, these come straight from the earth. They are literally drilled from the earth, and they're portable, which is wonderful. So you can hold them in your hand throughout the day or during meditation. Sometimes I will carry them in my purse, or I'll put them in my bra for the girls if I'm wearing a bra, or pockets for guys and girls if you don't wear a bra. You can also put them in your shoes if you want to. You can just keep them near you, wear them on a necklace or a bracelet, on an ankle bracelet or something. But some common grounding stones that you can play with are fire agate, bloodstone, red calcite, carnelian, garnet, hematite, red jasper, obsidian, smoky quartz, and black tourmaline. So these stones typically correspond to the first 3 energy centers, meaning your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. So the colors of the root, sacral, and solar plexus are red, orange, and yellow. So as you see, a lot of these stones have red orangish or yellow hues, or black. Black is very grounding. When a stone is colored black, it's typically a grounding stone coming from the earth. So these can help you, as you can sleep with them under your pillow as well, to help you feel grounded as you sleep and to release energy as you sleep. And then, of course, being in nature. Just get outside. You can feel the when you look at these photos. Can you not? That's why I picked them, because they're just so beautiful. And just imagining yourself being in this space, you can just feel your body like relax and release. It's almost kind of like a small orgasm, because you just feel your body letting go and fully surrendering to this experience. And if you cannot get out in nature, then bring nature into you. Bring plants into your space. Decorate your space with plants. Decorate your space with herbs, or have your kitchen, have plenty of herbs around your kitchen. Cook with herbs in your food, and just really bring whatever you can from outdoors into your space to create a more grounded home and a grounded space for you to just live in, or your office, especially if your office or your home is on like a higher floor, so you're not on the ground level. Then bringing in plants or working with different herbs can be very, very beneficial to help you actually feel grounded throughout the day. And going barefoot. So going barefoot, when we think of going barefoot, we want to be outside, which is definitely something that you can do. Walk barefoot outside. But just being close to the ground is going to help you, even inside. And sleeping naked. So getting really connected to like your primal instincts will really help you feel more grounded. And sitting on the floor. So when you're sitting, practice sitting on the floor instead of in a chair. Practice moving your desk closer to the ground in between when you're not working with other people, and rather than sitting in a chair and working from a table. And practice just walking around barefoot. Some people wear shoes in their houses, and that is totally disconnecting you from the frequencies of the earth. So practice being barefoot, practice sitting on the ground, lay on the ground, sleep naked, do all of these things. Just what would you do if you were camping? Just think about that. What would you do if you were camping? One thing that you can do for all of these is to visualize as well. You can visualize frequencies of frankincense or different oils and incense. You can visualize stones, like working with different stones. You can visualize yourself walking outside or laying outside, and you can visualize yourself being in or around water. So when do you want to ground? You can ground anytime that you want, but these are some common times that you might not think about. So at the end of the day, when you've been home, you've done everything that you need to do for the day, just grounding and recollecting your energy. You can ground in between clients or meetings, like work meetings, to release any energy you've picked up from other people. You can ground during your lunch break by getting outside, connecting to the earth. You can ground anytime you feel spacey, disconnected, or anxious, or whenever you find yourself looking for ways to numb out. So a couple modules ago, we talked about how we develop addictive behaviors and want to numb out. So when you find yourself doing those things, then take some time to ground. Use that as a pattern disrupt and go outside and take some time to ground, or go sit by a plant or do something, take a shower. Definitely can ground after an event, like a concert or a networking event, or a family gathering. You can ground after a meditation, because our energies tend to flow upwards during meditation. So you can ground before and after meditation, and definitely after flying. So a quick story, last week I flew to Madison for the CrossFit Games, and my hotel room was on the second floor, and then during the day we were just at the vendor village. So I worked as a vendor there. So I had tennis shoes on for like 12 hours a day. I wasn't really able to sit down. I was on concrete floor all day. And then by the time we got there, it was like 7 a.m. that we had to get to Vendor Village. And then by the time we left, we didn't get back to the hotel until like 6 or 7 p.m. So I was so disconnected because I didn't have an opportunity to ground when I landed, because I met up with the other girls. We got in the car, we went to the store, we went to the hotel, checked in, then we had to get all of our stuff and go to Vendor Village to finish setting up. And then by the time we got back to our hotel room, we just made dinner and went to bed. So by day 2 or 3, I was totally exhausted and I felt very disconnected. I felt very discombobulated. I felt very jittery. I just felt very anxious, but didn't really know why. And I didn't really have an understanding as to what was really going on. So I knew that I needed to ground. And I knew that I had to get outside and just like face plant in the grass. So that day, our 3rd day there, we got home to our hotel a little bit early. I want to say it was around 5 p.m. So I took my shoes off in the car, and as soon as we parked, I grabbed my stuff. I walked to the nearest patch of grass, and I literally threw myself on the grass and just face planted into the ground and laid there for an hour. And I just laid there looking at the sky. I kind of rolled over onto my stomach, laid on the grass, and just soaked up all of the goodness of the ground. And it was awesome because my bowel movements were so messed up from not feeling grounded and just being a little dehydrated. So doing that really helped me. It helped my stomach. It helped me mentally. It helped me emotionally. It helped me physically. I was in a lot of pain. And just by allowing myself, an hour was a little excessive, but it just felt so good. It was exactly what my body needed. I could have worked out, but I was listening to my body, and I felt so good that night. I slept like a baby. I woke up feeling extremely rejuvenated. I had normal bowel movements for the rest of the trip, and I felt very calm and was able to really show fully up as my best self for the rest of the week. So that's just some story that I hope helps you when you're in any situation and you're just like, oh, I just don't know why I'm feeling this way. When everything fails, go ground. Just get outside, allow yourself to ground. So your affirmation for this week: I will seek to find balance within myself and listen to the wants and needs of my empathic body. Because you are so connected to nature. So being out in nature really supports you, and it really helps you feel your best. And if you aren't showing up as your best, you are doing everyone around you a disservice, because being an empath is such an amazing gift. And we really are like the, the diamond in the rough. I was going to say the needle in the haystack, but I didn't want to use that metaphor. So we really are the diamond in the rough, because with everyone always so crazy and stimulated around us, when we can be our grounded, empathic self, we can hold so much space for other people to show up and feel safe around us. But it first takes us taking care of ourselves to really allow room for that to happen. Does that make sense? I hope so. So there are some questions throughout this module that I would like all of you to answer this week. Take time to do 5 minutes, one day this week, 5 minutes of a meditation, and ask yourself those questions and journal them. Please do yourself the service and do that. If you want to do more than 5 minutes, please feel free. If you want to do every day this week, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. And then take one of those exercises and go ground this week, and just note how you feel before, during, and after. And then if you feel compelled to do so, always, I will invite you to share in the Facebook group. I'm sending you guys so much love, and I will see you in the group later this week, and then for Module 6 next week. Bye.